Dear black people, this is from a fellow brother, non-democrat, non-liberal, non-socialist, none of that bullshit. But I'm just gonna give you some advice. But don't let your auntie Maxine get your ass shot. Her telling her constituents or Democrats to go out there and put people in the corner and harass folks that work for the president, or even harass the family members of the people that work for the president, don't do that. Your auntie Maxine is out there doing what she's supposed to do. She's campaigning for that Brown coalition in her district in California. California has the largest population of Mexicans and immigrants in this country. She's doing what she's supposed to do, but don't get it twisted. It's not on your behalf. Don't get your ass whooped because she wants them Mexican votes. This ain't got nothing to do with you, black person. Don't get your ass whooped. Then you got your girl, bright skin magic Angela Rye, talking about I co-sign Auntie Maxine. I stand with her. This is the same chick that got a massage at the TSA agent. 50-year-old white lady was giving her a pat down, and she started crying on camera. You not about that life, bright girl magic. Despite all the eye rolls and the neck snap she doing on CNN, she not about that life. She's a punk. She felt like a black boy at 15 for the first time in her life on camera, and she cried. But she encouraging folks to go out there and press these Trump supporters. Don't be foolish. They stay strapped. Don't do that dumb shit. You're not in a position. You can't win that war. Don't let your auntie Maxine or your girl Angela Rye get your ass whooped. It is weird that you have two black women, one bright skin, who are constantly trying to be the face of Trump's impeachment, constantly trying to be the face of. Black women are supposed to be the most unprotected group on the planet, but they keep putting themselves in situations that they can't win. You gotta chill. Let the white liberals handle this. Get your ass out of this stuff. This ain't for you. You're not built like that. You're not built for it tough. Stop it. Dodge these situations. You can't afford to do this shit. Yeah, I get that shit, right? But seriously, don't put yourself in situations. Y'all doing way too much. But I'm gonna leave a link to Mace Jackson and Charles. Mace is a liberal, Charles is an independent. That doesn't matter to me because their focus and their politics are black. Their philosophy is what's in it for the black people. And I can respect any black politician or political commentators who have that main focal point. But I'm gonna leave a clip of them talking about the situation with your auntie Maxine, and go check them out in the morning. I think they come on at like 6 o'clock in the morning. YouTube, Facebook, subscribe to Mace Jackson channel. It is what it is. But don't let your auntie Maxine get your ass whooped. And I said that shit first. If other people are using that title in this video, I said that shit first on Twitter the day that this happened. Anybody else who's saying it, copying off me, I'm out.
Create a crowd and push back on them. That is what she's always been about.
At the gas station or the department store. She mentioned all those places. I mean, Angela, she's been called out by Jackie Spear and Chuck Schumer, other Democrats, and now tonight, I don't know if you heard the breaking news, but she's going to be the first ever press secretary to get full-time Secret Service protection.
I heard it.
Sarah Sanders is going to be. I mean, does that bother you that we're in this place? Do you feel a responsibility for that as a Democrat?
What bothers me, Aaron, is that people regularly take her comments out of context. She has clarified this. She's been abundantly clear about what she's calling for. She is asking for Trump administration officials to be held accountable for what they're doing. This isn't about some simple policy or political difference, Aaron. This is about people who are separating families, more than 2,300 children at this point, with no plan to reunite them. This is about policies like the Muslim ban that was just upheld at the Supreme Court today. Steve, I'm not... I did not interrupt you. Let me finish. My point, I'm not done. My point is very simple. I demand that people stop requiring Congresswoman Waters to behave in one way while everybody else can do something else. Nancy Pelosi says, let's make America beautiful again. Whose America is she talking about? Steve, at the beginning of this program, said, this isn't America, this isn't what America are you talking about? Childish Gambino artfully told you what America is and what it looks like. Let's deal with the distinctions that we all see, because some of us see a very different America. The fact that Chuck Schumer called what a black woman said un-American is problematic, and this is the reason why Democrats have a hard time reuniting
just because of the color of her skin?
It has everything to do with the fact that this black woman is intimidating to some people who can't handle the truth. That's what it has. It has everything to do with that.
It has nothing to do. It has
so what are you
nothing
saying?
to do
You
with
wouldn't have said it to a white person?
That's what you wish for, Max. Donald Trump responded to that. Come on, Aaron. There's time and time again we can look at Donald Trump's tweets. He's intimidated by Jamel Hill. He's intimidated by Frederica Wilson. He's intimidated by Maxine Waters. Overwhelmingly and disproportionately so, it has everything to do with race. And that is why I find Chuck Schumer's comments deplorable and offensive. It's un-American why.
Okay.
It's un-American why, because what America are you talking about? This is America of lynch mobs, too. Like, let's be very clear. And she didn't call for violence. Donald Trump did.
Steve, I'll give you...
Weeks ago, I had my butt patted down by TSA. I flew into St. Louis, so this is just a standard ATD, and it's true.
So we're going to come across the front, regular pins.
Is your sock in your thing?
We saw the Secretary of Homeland Security being shouted out of a restaurant as she was having dinner with a staffer. Then we saw Auntie Maxine, Congresswoman Maxine Waters, call for us to keep the pressure on Trump supporters. She said, get in their face. You know what? Let's hear the original Auntie Maxine audio.
If we can't protect the children, we can't protect anybody. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere. We've got to get the children connected to their parents. The children are suffering. We don't know if the shock that they're going through can ever be overcome. We don't know what damage is being done to these children. All that we know is they're in cages, they're in prisons, they're in jails.
Charles.
You know, as much as, Barack and Michelle have been vilified on this program. I mean, we've called them out for what they did not do. But when you think about the tone that they gave to this country, they tried to hold for this country, like during the campaign, when Michelle would always say, they go low, we go high. What happened to that? I mean, Maxine Waters is the antithesis of that attitude. She is going low. She's going low because Trump and them went low. And, it just really, to me, speaks of really just uncivility. Is that the word?
Incivility.
Incivility, yeah.
Anything else is just uncivil.
Yeah. This is ridiculous. And she, in my way of thinking, should know better. Because let's face it, if the tables were turned and they were doing this to those who support her view of how things should be going, what's gained by any of this? I mean, they go low, it's like we go lower kind of attitude that's being taken now. And it's bad, man.
Charles, so a couple things, because I talked about this yesterday, and I was a bit put off by the fact that Congresswoman Maxine Waters would tell us to go down this path, right? I thought it was, because she comes to us as Auntie Maxine, but what's your auntie in Spanish?
Tia.
No. Tia. Yeah. She's really Tia Maxine when you look at her district and where she comes from, right? So when she and even Kamala Harris say, we need to ban ICE, we need to get in these people's faces, that is playing to a constituency that protects her. That is not, to me, black folks. Now, the other concern I got with her telling us to get out the car, and I went downstate, like, just on the other side of I-80, and when I went down to the other side of I-80, I saw in Illinois, I saw a lot of Trump bumper stickers.
Of course you did.
And let me tell you what. I'm not scared, but I ain't stupid. And all I see, Charles, with that is one of our young teenagers or young people trying to call themselves on a college campus or somewhere. I'm going to stand up to confront the Trump supporter, and here come the police. Here come the pickup trucks. Check this out. Dylan Roof is still alive. I'm not calling for him to, but y'all telling people to stand up to Trump supporters, but you won't even stand up in Illinois.
Well, you know, the other thing too, Mace, is that they're talking about standing up in public. We're talking about the whole issue of public accommodations here. I mean, I grew up in an era where public accommodations were, we were not allowed to go certain places. We would be harassed. If you went to a lunch counter in 1963, 4, 5, and you sat in that lunch counter in a Woolworths and you wanted to order something, you would be harassed. You would be harassed just because you were black. We should be very sensitive to what happens in public places. We should be very sensitive to that.
Yes.
And this, for her to say that, as though we have some license now to do what white folks did to us because we were black as recently as the 1960s. I mean, come on, Maxine. Remember, you get some perspective here. That's not where we need to fight this. You know?
Okay.
Not in the public, not in the public accommodations arena, harassing somebody because you see him in the department store. Oh my God. Man.
Charles.
Can't do that.
And see, you know, somebody yesterday said, I'm tired of us taking the high road and well, I feel like if we're going to deal with issues, let's deal with the issues in our community. I still have yet to see a Trump supporter drive into the black neighborhood and say, stand in front of an Arab corner store. I just feel like this doesn't end well for black people. And you saw Trump shot back yesterday and said, be careful, Maxine, what you asked for. Because do you imagine them turning the Trump supporters loose and feeling like they got license?
Thank you.
And feeling like they got license? Y'all said y'all want to get it in. Now, then I had some, you know, everybody like, yeah, bring it on. Hey, this ain't Facebook. This ain't social media. This is you pull into the gas station because you at the last stop. And now they ask, what if they ask you, where's your Barack Obama stick? Was you down with that Barack Obama? Because you're not welcome around these parts.
And you know what? They strapped.
And they stay strapped.
They stay strapped.
Now, can you imagine the police officer that says, I feared for my life? He was a Trump, he said something, you're gonna be able to kill. And you know who is going to be? The white liberals gassing you up to do this. Gassing Maxine to tell y'all to do this. And you're going to get somebody killed. And you know what, Charles? You know how? Did you see that Chuck Schumer started slowly backing away from him? Did you see that?
Any reasonable person would slowly back away from this stuff.
Not according to Frank. Frank, you're on the top of Chicago.
Good morning, my two brothers.
Good morning.
Hey, y'all are both right and y'all both wrong. I think we should stand behind Maxine Waters and protest the slave master, the plantation owner, as well as his workers, okay? I feel we should step back, though, and let the white people do the public harassment, all right? Because it could get flipped and turned to something racial unless they happen to come into one of our establishments. Of course, make them feel uncomfortable. The same way you make someone feel uncomfortable who work for a plantation owner. I stand with Maxine Waters, but we got to be smart, okay? Like y'all saying, someone could get hurt. Let the white people take the lead on this. Thank you, brothers.
But the white people aren't. Maxine is taking the lead on this. Maxine is out there doing this.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Right.
I don't see Nancy Pelosi out here doing this.
No.
Saying this stuff. Maxine is.
And why again, and I just want y'all black folks to wake up to understand why Maxine is pushing us out here. She gets to be black, so we all take the auntie. The Latinos ain't out there behind her pushing forward. She's playing to her constituency. This ain't our issue right now. It's Top Chicago 1690. We'll be back.